Hello, this is Brandy in Hamdock Hollow, and impromptu, I guess, because I didn't I didn't advertise or put up any notice. But today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me for the upcoming new moon. So I'm just going to log in on my phone. While if anybody comes in, I will be able to see comments pretty. Oops, that's the wrong place. That's not what I wanted to do. Just opening up my YouTube page. How come I can't? My brain is not functioning today. Okay, so I am just, there we go. Okay, I've got to silence myself. I can't be doing that. So let's look at the chat so that I can see all the messages. Perfect. All messages are visible. All right. Hello. The upcoming new moon is going to be in Libra because always the new moon and the sun are in conjunction, meaning that they're in the same spot. So your new moon is always going to be in the same sign as your sun. And your full moon is always going to be in the opposite because they are in opposition. But it's not a full moon, so we're not going to discuss that. I will say that this is going to follow, I'm really late, I'm so sorry. This is going to follow the format that we have in the past, which is just basically we're going to talk about all the different resources and maybe brainstorm a little about what that looks like for us and what I mean, I'm working through it with you. So what magical working suits my needs right now, or any ideas like that. So I just like to share the process. I think while I'm just barely, before I really dive into it, I might put a little thing on my Facebook group page just saying I'm going live now. Okay. So I'm just putting that on my page. Hello, if anybody's here that I actually know. I know that this goes live onto the main YouTube page, so sometimes I get a whole bunch of strangers, but hopefully you are like-minded individuals who are looking for, hi Lori, hi Keys Effecte, there's my friends. I'm going to post on one more page. I don't normally share on this group that I'm going to post in. I follow I'm sure you guys know Lucian and CrossPass and David and a whole bunch of people on there are also YouTube creators. And I have followed the group for quite some time. It has a lot of great content. I do recommend it to you. It's called CrossPaths and it's on Facebook. As in my experience, the drama has been next to nothing, which is good because I don't do that drama shit. And it's more, it is witchcraft, which I love, but also more hoodoo flavored, or not flavored, but that's the feel that I get, which I enjoy quite a bit more. And I have noticed that there is more representation of different types of witches and pagans and however they identify, both nationality wise and lifestyle wise and magic wise. Hi Lacey. So I really enjoy that. I wonder if I can even post in this group. I've never posted. Hello friends. You too. All right, now I'm done with that because I really don't know anybody else to advertise to. I don't have it up yet because this is all pretty impromptu, but what I will say is I have a list of resources that I share. If you are impatient, you can open another tab and pull up my last new moon, and the resources should be the same every month. Basically, the first thing that I look at always is I have an app. It's moonscalendar.astroseek.com, and it tells me what the moon phase is for my time frame, because even though as many of you know, I collect almanacs. I have quite a few, and I'm going to be doing a big haul this winter, late at the end of the year, let's say, showing you all the different ones that I have, because I feel like sometimes it's harder for us to know all that's available, and so we fall back onto Llewellyn, which I do. Obviously, I have a lot of Llewellyn's almanacs, but it's nice to do some of the indie ones, some of the smaller ones, because I have found them to be very, very good, very, very up my alley. So in my neck of the woods, which is Oregon, the new moon in Libra is going to be at on Friday, October 16th at 12:30 in the afternoon. It is going to be in Libra, and that is a few days away. So I am pretty excited about that. Hold on. Now I can't catch up on my dang. There we go. Okay, now I can see everything. Okay, so and so the way it works is I usually start not with the almanacs, which I refer to, but I start with the books that I like to refer to, and then I go to the almanacs, and then we talk about the resources that are available, or the information in some of my astrological and lunar decks, which I have ordered a couple more, and they should be coming, and I'll be incorporating them in as well. So what I want to say is the first thing I mainly use, and many of us use, is resources on the internet. So I really enjoy that website that I told you about for a very accurate prediction of where the moon is going to be, in what sign and what time the new moon is in your area, because that is important to me, especially with the new moon. I typically do things to attract to me or start things in the new moon. So it's important to me personally to make sure that I am on the waxing side of the new moon. And it does depend on your preference and your background and your personal beliefs, because some people do not believe that you should do any attracting or manifestation, like new manifestation magic, until you can see a little sliver in the sky, and that is the new moon. And they believe that while the moon technically, astronomically, is new, as long as it's not visible in the sky, it's actually a dark moon. And that's a different line of thought, and I totally understand that, but that's not how I feel about it. And so I like to make sure that I'm on the waxing side by astronomical time. Other websites that have like little bulletins and forecasts, and a lot of them by professional astrologers, so I find them very useful, is like Magic and Alchemy, which is the Tamed Wild website. That's their blog name. Tamed Wild is their store name, but their blog is Magic and Alchemy. And of course, these links will be added soon. Then there's the Witch's Box. Elena at the Witch's Box has wonderful content. If you don't get their newsletter, I highly recommend that you get their newsletter and follow them on Instagram, because I love her. And they have, so while Tame Wild is like, this is the moon, this is the flavor, this is what's going on, here's how you might harness this energy for yourself. The Witch's Box is a little bit more in depth, and if you know what your rising sign is or where some of the positions of your planets are, they will be like, to know, this is the flavors and this is what it's particularly affecting. And if you know your sign, this part of your chart is what's going to be most affected, and it'll tell you like different things, which I find to be a lot more personal and very useful. So Spirit Daughter also does really good astrology and lunar energy. They have a whole series. You can buy their little journals for like $7 digitally, but they also have a free like newsletter about each moon cycle and each season, each astrological season. And Spirit de la Lune has been hit or miss lately, and so has Witchcraft Way been hit or miss lately about sending out their new moon and their full moon like report, or their moon cycle report. And of course, you can always look at Pinterest, you can always look at Google, or any websites that you're familiar with, or any pages that you follow. Of course, this is just what I do. I think that what I will caution you towards, especially, I get this a lot from people who are new to this path, or who are, hi mama, I love you. Who are new to this path, or who, I mean, and this is the spectrum, even people who are Christian or who don't believe in or practice magic at all, might want to do intentions or manifestation, bring things into their lives and still do astrology. Astrology is very, very mainstream for, it's almost secular for most people. So you could say Libra is about balance and partnerships and friendships. And, we're coming into this time of year where in the fall, we really celebrate our abundance and our gratitude and what we have. And we have a lot of holidays and festivals that really are about connection with your family and friends and loved ones. So that's also a different tone or flavor that you might take with that. So then I, of course, have books that I refer to kind of get more information. That's what I was saying before. Ooh, I completely lost my train of thought. I'm saying that you need to check lots of sources. Don't rely on one source. Don't rely on one web page. Don't rely on one friend. Don't rely on one Facebook group. Don't rely even necessarily only on your past experience, because we're always growing and everything's always changing. Hi, Opal Moon. I'm so happy you made it too. We're always growing and everything's always changing. And people have different backgrounds. People have different beliefs. People have different taboos that may not resonate with you or belong to you. And so what I would caution you is to take everything with a grain of salt and ask yourself, does this serve me? Does this suit me? Does this resonate with me? And if it doesn't, even if it doesn't now and it used to, or even if it doesn't now and someday it will, let it go. Water off a duck's back. It's not for you. And that, I don't say that you should challenge people on their beliefs unless they're doing something immoral, right? And that's still kind of your perspective, unless somebody's physically or something or someone is physically going to get hurt. And even then, it's I would caution you to be very careful judging. It almost never goes well. So suffice it to say that some of the resources that I enjoy and look at and who have resonated deeply with me over my 20 plus years walking this path is not for everybody, and I will say that you can take what you want from this experience and you can leave what you don't. So first thing I always look at is Solitary Witch. A lot of people don't enjoy this. I like it. It's full of information, and not just that, it's full of information that's resonated in, I have a massive library, metaphysical library. Seriously, it's big. I actually am working on a series for my blog, which is hounddoghollow.com. Please check it out. That I really, sign up for the newsletter. I'm not going to be bombarding you yet because I haven't had enough people to make it worthwhile. I only have like 2 people signed up. But when I get to like 10, I'll start sending you guys stuff. But I am working on that because I have so many books and I want to tell you guys what my experience with the books is and whether or not I think they're got good information and what level I would say. So intermediate, advanced, beginner, which I caution you not to avoid beginner books. There are some people who really don't like those, but I would say that there's nothing about the fundamentals that you can't revisit from a new voice that might give you new information. But, and I'd also like to highlight, like, this is a witch of color, or this is a person of color. This is a person of color talking about a spiritual practice that was created by people of color. I'd like to have that designation as well, because I had the disturbing experience. Keys of Hecate. Oh my God. I do too. I'm going to get to them because I'm a fast reader, but kind of when you're in grad school and you have to read 5 chapters a week about anatomy, you get to the point where it's just like, I don't even want to read anything at all. I want to sit and watch Halloween movies every day, all day. And so after this, I have to do my homework because I watched Halloween movies instead of doing that. And it's due, the paper due at midnight, but I'll make it. What was I even saying? It's good information. Let's just get to the information. So, when the new moon is in Libra, the basic energy is beauty, love, sociability, cooperation, originality, courtesy, responsiveness. The color is emerald. The primary element is air. Suggested magical operations are rituals and spell for sharing art, like music, painting, dance, and writing, where you seek the approval of others. Spells for love, friendship, and romance, and for conflict mediation. Spells to ensure you are treated fairly, to enjoy beauty, and to learn to cooperate with others. Spells to improve communication between yourself and a teacher or parent. Partnerships of any kind. Avoid making open enemies. Be careful of indecisiveness. So that's one thing about Libra energy, is that Libra is all about, balance the scales, right? I think it's the only zodiac sign that's not a living entity. It's scales of justice, right? So when you're trying to weigh out your options and keep balance, it sometimes is difficult to make decisions. But when you think about balance and harmony, it's kind of nice to have that energy if you are doing a working of that nature. So far, I mean, I don't really have anything that has resonated with me so far about working, but because of everything that's going on, I haven't been working as much, doing as much spiritual work anyway. And this year I really feel called to, not called, forced to take it easy, because my plate is just overflowing with things that I must do, because of work and because of school and because of the fire and because I have a distance learning kindergartner. So getting the things that I want to get done has been challenging. But we decorated for Halloween, which is very, 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 very important to me. And after work tomorrow, I'm going to try to take my son to the pumpkin patch, which is also, it's important to do these seasonal things. It's important to honor the turning of the wheel and these moments in your lives, because they're finite. You will die. And it's important to make time for those things, because work will always be there. Work is kind of like a fixture, and there will always be problems, and there will always be drama, and there will always be this, that, and the other. But there's only so many Halloweens that you'll have in your lifetime, and there's only so many summers, and there's only so many Christmases, and there's only so many of any given thing that you enjoy that you will get in your life. There's Bobo. So it's really, really important to me to make sure to experience that, and to make sure that my kid gets to experience that. So I like this resource as well. The Modern Witchcraft Grimoire is by Sky Alexander. There's a whole series on a broad variety of topics with the Modern Witchcraft series. The Modern Guide to Witchcraft and the Modern Witchcraft Grimoire, and I believe the Spellbook, are all by Sky Alexander. But then there's probably 4 or 5 others, which is like love spells, herbs, tarot, the Wheel of the Year, all of those. And They are not by Sky Alexander, but they are also very good in the same series. I like this series. It's a little bit more, I'm not a Wiccan. And sometimes books are made from that lens only. What I appreciate about the modern witchcraft is that like it kind of respects that you can be a witch or practice and witchcraft or magic of any kind and not be Wiccan at all. So that's important to me because I don't identify that way. And if you do identify that way, it's not anti that. You know, it's not against that. It's just a little bit broader so as not to alienate the rest of us. So Libra energy, one of the most beautiful times of the year, sense of gathering, a desire to collect and store the rich abundance of the period in preparation for the future. You experience a heightened appreciation for beauty. Venus, the planet of relationships, rules Libra. It makes you aware of your connection to other people and your need for them, inspiring you to gather your loved ones around you. And I definitely felt that energy. This book is The Modern Witchcraft Grimoire by Sky Alexander. I don't have my links posted right now, but I will at the end. I was just in a hurry to get on. But if you go to my... Ooh, that's exciting, Mom. I'm excited about that. I love Halloween surprises. I can't wait. I'll call you when I get it. I want you to, if you want, you can check out my last either full moon or new moon Get Ready With Me, and the links will be the same. And all the links here. It links to Amazon, but it's an affiliate link. So if you decide to buy it, it gives me like, I don't know, 50 cents or something. Okay, this sign is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and relationships. It strengthens love spells and spells to improve relationships of all kinds. Spells to enhance your beauty, expand your social network, or encourage people to view you more favorably can benefit from Libra's power of attraction. If you're seeking more peace and harmony in your life, this is the time to perform magic for that purpose. Consider doing spells for world peace now too. Or maybe just to keep your sanity during the last little bit of 2020, which has just been so memorable. All right, so the moon cycle, according to the Druid lunar calendar, is the reed. It's the reed. It's going to be a blue moon because it's going to be the second moon in one calendar month. There's 3 variations of the blue moon, though, so, you know, it depends on what your specific background is because, you know, the blue moon could be either A, the second full moon in a calendar month, B, the 4th full moon in a season, okay, and C, the second full moon in the same astrological sign, which is way more rare. That only happens like once every 2 years. Whereas obviously the second full moon in any calendar, in a calendar is going to be, in a calendar month is going to be once a year because there's 13 moons and there's 12 months. So this moon is going to be in October. During the blood harvest or leaf falling moon, release old patterns and clear away emotional/psychic debris. So when I think of releasing old patterns and I also think about the focus on partnerships, relationships, peace, and harmony, this is also a good time to do some self-love and some self-care ritual work and releasing what no longer serves you and making space for what's going to bring you more peace, more harmony, more positive, healthy relationships, more self-respect and self-love and self-worth. So those are concepts that you could consider working on. Do spells to help you let go of whatever or whoever is standing in the way of your dreams fulfillment. This is also time to remember and honor loved ones who have moved on to another realm of existence. which of course you should consider ancestral veneration this time of year. I highly recommend it. I love it myself. So when the moon is in Libra, good workings are love, legal matters, peace, artistic endeavors, social situations, balance within and without. So that's what this one has. I'll do the book of correspondences last because that's really like a list of things, and it kind of gets a little overwhelming. So I'm transitioning over to the almanacs. The Witch's Almanac is super great. It has a lot of articles with a ton of valuable information from about a broad variety of topics. But as far as the almanac itself, I don't actually use it very much for the almanac itself. It looks a lot like this. So it is a month. There's usually some kind of small article on the side, and then there'll be the major lunar cycles, the sign, and of course this is not in my time zone, so I would have to translate it, which I don't do, and just like a little blurb about something in particular. And for this month it's opal, which is the birthstone of October. So what I do like is it has these little enigmatic messages on random days, and so I always check those out. So the new moon is on the 16th, so I usually read to you guys from the new moon to the full moon the little enigmatic messages that you might consider. On the 18th, make it work. On the 21st, add on. On the 24th, celebrate. On the 27th, almost is enough. On the 29th, know your part. And that's all there is until the full moon on Halloween or Samhain, whatever it is that you, or both, however you want to look at it. It does say on the 12th, which is tomorrow, that details matter. So consider that when you're doing your business tomorrow. And on the 15th, it says share your peace, which also is a good thing to consider. So this little almanac, great articles. I kind of like the months a little more. So it has months and week format. It's more of a planner, right? So let's look for October. This is June. This is October. Okay. So it'll basically have like the month, and then these are the like kind of a bullet journal style with the moon on here, a little blurb here, and then more stuff here. But it also gives you like a little lesson plan. So I like this a lot. This is also kind of a nice one for somebody who is trying to learn more or who just wants to revisit these concepts, because most of them are fundamental concepts. Like for example, they give you 3 herbs. They suggest you look at 3 stones, considerations before casting a working, and 2 cards, tarot cards to look up. What I really, really like about this is that they have a segment that tells you what days are lucky for finding things. And it doesn't specify like finding what. Typically, I have had the most luck finding things in nature, like fossils was one of the things. Me and my sisters found a ton of fossils on one of the days recommended in this book, and just other stuff. So they're lucky days. They're good days for fishing. They're good days for hunting. They're good days for looking for things in the forest. It's a good day to take a nature walk. It's a good day to pay attention. So the new moon, the 16th and the 17th, are both lucky days. So keep an eye out for that. And then the next one, of course, is the 31st. So those are all good days to get outside, to keep your eyes open, and things might come to you. So that's what I like about that. This one obviously is all about lunar work. It's the moon sign book. I get this every year. This is probably my 5th one. And basically it gives you a little bit of a deeper dive. The structure of this book is like it has a weekly like little blurb. Most of those I don't find very useful at all. What I do find useful is it tells you they have a really nice segment about gardening with the moon, which I do. And I need to plant some garlic before it gets too cold, and also some cover crops. But I'm kind of pushing it on that one. And it tells you the energy of each moon sign. So a Libra moon's energy is masculine, semi-fruitful, and airy. This energy will benefit any attempt to bring beauty to a place or thing. Libra is considered good energy for starting things of an intellectual nature. Libra is the sign of partnerships and union, which makes it an excellent time to form partnerships of any kind, to make agreements, and to negotiate. Even though this sign is good for initiating things, it is crucial to work with a partner who will provide incentive and encouragement, however. A Libra moon accentuates teamwork, particularly teams of two, and artistic work, especially work that involves color. Make use of this sign when you are decorating your home or shopping for better quality clothing. It's ruled by Venus. The impulse is balance, and that rules your lower back, kidneys, and buttocks. So that's the general information about a Libra moon. And then they have a very specific one. Hold on, let me find it. There we go. A lunar phase for being the go-between. With Mercury retrograde. Oh God, Mercury goes retrograde on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Okay, with Mercury retrograde, it's Scorpio Libra from October 13th through November 3rd. Many messed up messages could prevail, but reviewing options is critical. If you are an Aries, and this is either your sun rising or your moon. If you are an Aries, others could read you wrong and see lack of interest in areas that affect you passionately. Be precise in your wording. For Tauruses, bulls need to socialize. Stick with worldly, cultured pals right now. For Geminis, you can take in much information. Fact check before you make claims. For Cancer, don't hold anyone to a promise. This new moon gives you a fresh start. I have no idea what that's going to end up being. Keys of Hecate. I didn't even want to think about that. Leo, consider both sides and don't play favorites. Virgo, your desire for grace, efficiency, and ease is strong. Libra, important for long-term planning. Libra's versatility makes it hard for you to narrow focus, but make the effort now. Scorpio, friends and work family want to embrace you. It's okay to let them. Sagittarius, lots of talk, lots of ideas. You're in the thick of it. Capricorn, do you have insurance or a backup plan? Explore. Capricorn or Aquarius, you're great in groups, but today is a one-on-one day. Pisces, take intimacy to the next step. So that's just some little ideas. This last almanac is my Spirit de la Lune, Tune to the Moon planner for the year. Very pretty. I'm going to order their next one. I get these. This is my third. It's my third one. I like, and they've only made 3, so I do like it. It goes with one of my favorite decks, so that's always nice. Let's see, what are we? They consider this the start of the crone moon. The crone moon, which is totally appropriate. I can be down with that. The gems to consider working with this lunar cycle are Black Moonstone, Merlinite, Numite, Shaman Stone, Spider Jasper, and Turquoise. I don't even know if I have any of those. So, the new moon in Libra takes place on October 16th, bringing your partnerships and relationships into focus once again. We are asked to be diplomatic with our approach and keep the focus on... Oh, cool. I'll have to look it up, Lori. We are asked to be diplomatic with our approach and keep the focus on solutions and peace right now. You might feel extra social around this new moon. A heightened interest in meeting new people or mingling with other like-minded souls might come to you. Your ability to make quick decisions might suffer, so plan ahead if you can. Decide what you can put off and focus on your most important goals. If it can wait, let it wait and have some fun. I am doing too much of that, but okay. Explore the connections you've been yearning for. Be careful not to indulge in too many arguments or play devil's advocate right now. It will most likely lead towards long-lasting conflict. And don't feel the need to play safe for the sake of others. Focus on your desires. Be sure to set a strong intention for your desires during this new moon, and don't forget to check out the blog for the entire reading for this crone moon cycle, which I told you is Spirit de la Lune. And when I have like a little dot, not a dot phrase. That's such a medical term. You guys probably don't understand. But I have a little saved list of resources that I will add to this. It's basically spiritdelalune.com. The weekly gem is Silver Sheen Obsidian. Luminous and enchanting, Silver Sheen Obsidian illuminates the shadow aspect of self and harmonize the polarities and hemispheres in your body. You can find the gems of wisdom within you if you're not afraid to dive in. This stone will help you navigate unknown territory. So that's that. I think we'll do the correspondences. I feel like I'm kind of like rushing through it, but maybe it's because because I got a late start and I feel like behind or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just feeling the burn because I have a homework assignment too. I don't know. At any rate, if you guys have questions or comments or concerns, please let me know. I'm not in a rush. I can make time to answer anything. So far, I don't really have any workings that I really am thinking about. Any intentions that I want to set. So that's another thing I say every live, but I'm going to say it again for those of you who haven't seen it or don't remember. I don't set intentions from the new moon to the full moon or for the lunar cycle. I set it for, well, honey, it's Halloween. I'm going to be taking my baby trick or treat. But and otherwise, I'm probably going to be doing divination. Which is always a great thing to do on a Sabbath and a full moon. It's good for both of those things. So trick or treat and then divination, and probably just enjoying my favorite holiday. And then it'll be my first day off, and I think I might have 2 days off in a row, so it'll be really nice. Maybe 3 days off. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'll talk about more of that. So next week, I'm going to do the Get Ready With Me for Samhain. And then the week after, the Get Ready With Me for the full moon. But I'm totally interested in what you're doing. I just if I had to prioritize that day, because I get off of work in the early evening. So if I was going to prioritize, my number one priority would be to get home, get dressed in my costume, or not even really a costume. I'm going as a witch. And take my son somewhere trick-or-treating, which is a little bit more challenging this year because the neighborhood that we typically take him in burned down, and also COVID. So there are a lot of people who are not participating, and that's totally your right. Please turn off your lights if you do not want children to come trick-or-treating to your house. But my little is going to be a ghost, so he'll have his areas covered. And we don't eat unopened, unsanitized candy anyway, and the best of Halloweens. So there's that. And to be honest, most of the neighborhoods that we go to, just a lot of them just leave a bowl out for the kids to just grab a candy that they want. So there's not really a whole lot of interaction anyway. I don't really stop and say hi to other trick-or-treaters or families. My son is just really busy going to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. For myself, if I lived in a place with lots of trick-or-treaters, I would think that I would have a bowl, a big pot, and I would ladle it out. Oh, that's really fun, Lori. That's really cool. I wish I lived where more people would come trick or treat, but I kind of don't. I kind of live pretty rural, and there's not really any children on my block. But I was thinking of having a little party for my son's kindergarten class outside on Dia de Muertos, and maybe having like a calavera piñata and like kind of an Easter egg hunt, but instead of Easter eggs, maybe like little skulls full of candy. I don't know how that's going to look, but that's my idea that's brewing in my head. It's kind of hard because because of social distancing, we only know one other parent. So I am hopeful that I can connect with some other parents and we can have a little outside thing for the kids in my yard. So hopefully. At any rate, I've gotten off topic. Let me go ahead and pull up the correspondences. Astrological. So the new moon is in Libra and Libra Energy. It's ruled by Venus and Saturn. The season is autumn. The day is Friday, which is the new moon is on Friday. The energy is yang or masculine or directive. The colors are black, light blue, royal blue, brown, green, lavender, pink, violet, and yellow. The chakras are the sacral and the heart. The number is 7. The tarot card is Empress and Justice. The trees are apple, aspen, cherry, hazel, magnolia, maple, and witch hazel. The herbs are catnip, dandelion, foxglove. Be careful with foxglove. It is also medicine. Well, a lot of herbs are actually medicine, but it slows your heartbeat and it can kill you or your pet. So just be very careful with that. Do not consume it. Lilac, marjoram, mugwort, passion flower, pennyroyal, rose, spearmint, strawberry, thyme, and violet. Aloe, belladonna, also a nightshade. Be careful with that. Burdock, mullein, vanilla. The metal is copper. Gemstones are agate, ametrine, aquamarine, beryl, bloodstone, chrysoprase, citrine, desert rose, diamond, emerald, iolite, jade, jasper, kunzite, kyanite, lapis lazuli, lepidolite, malachite, moonstone, opal, rose quartz, sapphire, smoky quartz, sunstone, tourmaline, black, blue, and pink tourmaline, and red zicorn. Coral, red coral, snake, or the snake. The birds are dove, goose, raven, sparrow, and swan. That's really good working, keys of Hecate. That's actually a good idea for me because my obligations and my actual downtime to enjoy my life are not satisfying me. I feel like I do way too much work and school that I don't get time to read or to swing on my porch or to work in my garden or to just like exist without a responsibility. So definitely a good idea. Goddesses are Aphrodite, Athena, Frigg, Isis, Justitia, Mot, Minerva, Nemesis, Venus. The archangel is Raphael. The gods are Cernunnos, Hephaestus, Mithras, Njord, Shiva, Thoth or Thoth, and Vishnu. Issues, intentions, and powers: attraction, balance, beauty, business, community, cooperation, fairness, grace, harmony, justice, love, marriage, relationships, romance, sensitivity, sensuality, sympathy, and unity. On a new moon, the color is black. The tree is locust. The herbs are vervain. The chakras are crown and heart. Also plants is wormwood. Animals are panther and tiger and hawk. Goddesses are the Morrigan and Cerudin. Also dragons are associated with the new and the dark moon. Intentions are beauty, beginnings, darkness, destruction, divination, illumination, improvement, loneliness, black magic, night magic, optimism, psychic ability, rebirth, renewal, relationships, self-work, stability, well-being, and wisdom. The moon in October are are the blood, harvest, or hunter's moons. Colors are black and blue. Gemstones are aquamarine, garnet, kunzite, morganite, opal, sapphire, and tourmaline. Coral. The intentions are courage, healing, inspiration, memories, and stability. So those are all really good. I mean, that's all really nice spiritual work and workings. Lots of information there that we could lean on. So I think that every Esbat and every Sabbath are particularly good times for, I can hear my son is home, for divination. So we decorated for Halloween while he was at Mama's house. He's been gone for 2 days. And I think that he has just found that our porch has Halloween all over it. So he sounded really silly and excited. There are no decorations in the house because we are waiting for him. So we decorate the ofrenda and the Halloween altar together. So my son is home. I'm not going to read from the deck today. It's okay. I'm not going to read from the decks today because I haven't seen my son in 2 days and I want to see him, and I also need to work on dinner, my homework, but I am going to tell you what the decks are. So starting with my least favorite and in no particular order thereafter. But I have this Astrological Oracle deck. Visually, he is hyped. He's very excited. But who wouldn't be? He's 5 and it's Halloween. Hi, Marge. So there are multiple concerns that I have with this deck. Number one is the lack of diversity. But yes, being 5 is wonderful. But I also find that it hasn't the amount of cards and the diversity of astrological meaning and messages to really suit my needs. So basically it has the planets, it has the zodiac signs, and it has the houses. So it really isn't. This is the Astrological Oracle. It's by like Lo Scarborough. How do you say it? Lo Scarabeo, which is a really famous deck maker. They make like Tarot Musha and like the Golden Art Nouveau, and I think they make I don't know. They make the Ethereal Visions, but I think they make the Tarot Lanu. So they make a lot of these. This deck doesn't really resonate with me. I think I'm probably gonna sell it on my Facebook or something. Yes, Scarabeo. So it's not scare. Yeah, you mix the A and the E. So it's Scarabeo. And I mean, they might resonate with you, so I'm not knocking it. I also have a deck review on my channel, so you can check that out as well. So these are next, not because I don't like them. They have the book has actually got really nice information about the astrological influences, and they do have a variety of ways you can read the deck. I just never find myself actually using it as an oracle deck, only as a reference tool. So the cards are the planets, including Chiron and Black Moon Lilith, the astrological signs, so the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 houses, the 4 elements, the north node, the south node, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, and then some astrological things called, so like the part of fortune, grand trine, grand cross, yod, Jupiter return, Saturn return, Mercury retrograde, and void, of course. So yeah, and I mean, I love the information. It's got a lot of really good information, but I tend to use it more as a reference tool than I use it as an actual deck. I think I'm keeping this. I will keep this, I think. Although I have promised myself and my husband that I'm going to scale back some of this stuff because while I love it, when the fire happened, I didn't grab anything except for living things and cash. So it is what it is. yeah. So then these, actually, let me see which one is this one. No, the next one I like. It's the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Yes. So yes, my town burned down. Actually, I live in Southern Oregon. Both of the towns near me burned down, and we did save my house. I have posted about it on Instagram with pictures too, and I think it is my last post. I haven't posted anything on Instagram since then. It was September 8th. I probably posted on the 9th. Yeah, it was a thing. So Queen of the Moon Oracle. I like the art, except for there's glossy. I like matte, but I like the art. I like the variety of the cards. This is another one that I use for reference as far as the lunar cycle goes, and not necessarily as an oracle deck. What I don't like is that some of the cards don't. Some of the maybe it's just one or two. I think it's just June. The June moon doesn't resonate with what June is here for me in my place of living. And I don't know if it's because she's an Aussie or I thought she was an Aussie. I'm not sure. I could be making assumptions on her character, and for that, I'm sorry. But my point is, I like it a lot, but it's not my favorite because there's a couple cards that I don't resonate with. But it does have. So, and they start in this deck, the moon cycle starts with a dark moon, which again, some people started on the dark moon, some people started on the new moon, some people start on the full moon. Some people start with that first crescent and go through the darkness, and some people start with the full moon and go through that way. It's up to you. So she has one for each day of the moon cycle, which I really enjoy, and then one for each lunar month. And so this month would be the it would be the blue moon. Duh. And then she has one for the Queen of the Moon, the Lunar God, and the Super Moon, which are nice additions that I enjoy as well. So it's another great deck. And again, once I'm done here, I will add the links that I'm talking about, which will show you what I'm looking at. You don't have to buy them from that links. If you do, I get like a little something from Amazon. But if you can find it cheaper elsewhere, so like a Pay House or Llewellyn or any other thing is having some kind of sale, then of course check it out there. Thank you, Marge. So then my second favorite, which I can't believe I waited so long to buy this deck, is Moonology. I like it a lot. Everything that I've seen in it really resonates with me. So I'll tell you like briefly the cards, because I'm not reading out of it today. I'm going to wrap up soon. So it has the phases, which there's 8, new moon, waxing moon, first quarter, gibbous moon, full moon, decimating moon, third moon, balsamic moon. And then it has a card for each new moon in each zodiac sign. And it has a card for each full moon in each zodiac sign. And then it has a card for a new moon, full moon, waxing moon, waning moon, void of course, a cardinal, fixed, or mutable moon, because each zodiac sign is either cardinal, fixed, or mutable. A super moon, a blue moon, and the north and the south node. So very, 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 very helpful. I will say that I haven't, well, maybe it's just because I haven't been doing that much Oracle this year. I've been doing way more Tarot. And the Oracle that I have been doing has been like the Ancestor decks that I have. But I have not used, and I got that deck this year. I have not used that particular deck for an Oracle reading. Now, this was the third deck I ever bought myself. This is my favorite. One of my favorite decks, period, and also my favorite lunar deck. And it's Spirit de la Lune. It's amazing. I do use this one as an oracle and as a reference guide for lunar energy. I will briefly relay to you the cards. So So there's a card for each moon, of which that's beautiful. There are cards for each moon. God bless it. What am I doing here? So starting with the seed moon, which is like around March, and then going through all the way. So each lunar moon, let me see here, crone moon, cold moon, wolf moon, and then the blue moon, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, the supermoon, and then one for each day of the lunar cycle and one for each zodiac sign. So it's really helpful to me. For many years, actually, I would draw 3 cards every day. So the moon phase, the moon sign, and the day of the moon cycle, to kind of just, journal with it, work with it, and just kind of be aware of the energy available to me that day from La Luna. So that was a really cool, that is one of my favorite decks. I have ordered some decks and planners that are, in tune with the moon as well. And they'll be coming and I'll be showing you guys. I need to do some more deck reviews because I have a ton of new decks that I haven't done a deck review for you guys for. And as soon as things calm down a bit, I will get right on that. So this is going to be a very short live because I usually go for 2 hours. I feel like this new moon in Libra is a very good time to work on balance, harmony, relationships, love, beauty, partnerships, all of those energies. So you might do self-love, you might do romantic love, you might do relationship love, you might be looking for recognition or team project to go well. Hi, Patricia. You coming in right as I'm getting ready to get off, but I'm happy you're here. Thank you for coming. I really liked Keys of Hecate. She had a really good idea about doing something for work-life balance, which as soon as she put that out there, I felt very like that resonated really deeply with me as well. Thank you for saying that, dear. Because I do feel stretched thin in every direction, and that I'm not having time to really be present in my life. Be present not just in my life, but in place, be present in place, be present in time, be present in season, be present and not just in season, not just in autumn, but in this season of my life, the mother of a young child. I still have my youth. I still have so much to do. And then of course there's the things that you must do. So that, oh, I got a little fuzzy. That will be it's probably something I'm definitely going to set an intention around. Friday is a work day for me. So that's one of the reasons why I do this Get Ready with Me, because most of the time, especially with how much I work and all the demands of school for both myself and my kid, this helps me do something because I kind of already have everything planned out and then I just have to carry it out. And this is like one of my favorite times of years for like ritual bathing. So a really nice thing I like to do on the dark moon, which I consider the day before the new moon, is to have like a nice cleansing bath and just like release all the stuff from the last cycle and release it from myself and just exfoliate and do a nice spa treatment and just like wash everything else down and start fresh for that lunar cycle. So that's another thing I'll probably do. and it may, let's be frank, aside from setting an intention, maybe pulling a couple cards, probably the ritual baiting is going to be the only thing. Although I am going to try really hard to do some Halloweeny stuff with my son and get the ofrenda updated for the season. But I feel like I'm being a little ambitious. Anyways, guys, anybody else want to share really quick before I have to go? What their working is going to be, or what they think they're going to set an intention about, or I didn't even take a shower before this. I don't know if I've ever come on in my jams with still in my jammies. I got to sleep in today, which is nice. I never ever get to sleep in anymore. And then ever since I've been awake, I've been cooking. I wanted to film for you guys, but I will do that. I will do that next time because I'm making stock and God, I have 2 crock pots and a stock pot going. So I'm making fish head stock, which is going to be chowder. Yeah, keys of Hecate, I got to do that. And it's not a big thing. I just changed it. So for Samhain, I changed the altar cloth. I put up the papel picado. I put up a rosary. I have like my calaveras, which I don't have up all the time. Yes, I will definitely post a picture of it. I might even do a sacred space video where I walk through it. Life has been kicking my butt too, keys of Hecate. But all will be well. Lori, nothing. So I'm in my house right now. My husband saved my house. So I don't need anything. And we have homeowners insurance. So the things that burned were mostly frankly, like a barn, sheds, a car, and all of my husband's yard equipment. So, and all of our fences. So basically my animals are just going wherever the hell they want right now. And thankfully my neighbors are really nice because my geese and my turkeys and my chickens are everywhere. I can't keep them penned up. I have no fence. But thankfully they always come in at night to roost because that's what they do. Thank God. They're smart in their own little way, right? But thank you so much for offering, honey. I don't need anything. I'm really lucky that way. I have everything I need. It's just like super, super, super traumatic. And so there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get back into a better space, but there's no time for that work because you have to go back to work and you have to go back to school and you have to make life as normal as possible again. And then you realize that normal is a blessing. Water and heat and electricity and being able to leave your house without the police arresting you. Those are all blessings that I'm really, really grateful for. No worries, Marge. I haven't been very active on YouTube or social media just because, between that and my surgery and like not recovering very well from it and just school and my son's school and my work, it's been crazy. I did lose one chicken. A couple days later, honestly, not in the actual fire day. A lot of them were singed. I must have died of smoke inhalation or something. I was very lucky. My neighbor's house burnt and all of her animals died. Not all. Some of them lived, but a lot of them died. A lot of them died. Oh my God. I think that's the last time I cried. I haven't been able to yet. I'm in the anger part. And I don't like that part either because it's exhausting being angry all the fucking time. Excuse my French. Sorry. I wish I could get to the grief part, but then I'm kind of scared of that too because sometimes, when I get low, I get real low. It's one of the main reasons why I try never to get too far into things that make me feel despairing, like children in cages, because it will eat me up. I'm So like, I consider myself an empath in that, like, I feel, and then there's people who will argue with you and say, like, you're not an empath or whatever. Mind your business, stay in your lane. You call yourself however you want to. But I can feel other people's stuff the way that, as if it's my own. And it's a curse and a blessing. Obviously, I'm a nurse. I need to know that, right? But it's been really hard. It's been really hard. But I'm okay. I'm okay. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay. I'm glad we're okay too. And I would hesitate to say that I'm okay. I'm physically in good, physically okay. Yes, I'm physically okay. Spiritually, I do have a soul wound, and there's a lot going on there. And psychologically, there's a lot of wounds there as well. And so I would hesitate to say that I'm okay when I'm not feeling whole or well. And so I know that there's a lot of work to be done, and this is an ideal time of the year to do it. It's just like I'm kind of resentful of all obligations that I have outside of myself, which is not like me, because if you've been following my channel, oh, by the way, I've been on this channel for 2 years. Yay! If you've been following my channel for any period of time, you know that I am a person that I want to help people, and I have this notion that, like, I can handle all of these things. And for the most part, I do. And for the most part, I have been known to say I can sleep when I'm dead. And most of me does believe that, because I try to make time for things that are important to me. And a lot of things are important to me because I have a wide variety of passions, and I wear many hats. And so that is something that is a new experience for me, to be resentful of all of the taxation of my time, when I know that I really need to take this time for myself, but there's literally no space for it. And I keep telling myself, okay, I'm this is just 3 more weeks. It's just this, it's just that. And it never ends. So that is something I probably am going to have to set an intention about and do some workings on, because I have got to get to a place. I have got to get to a better place, because I've got to work through this anger. And then the worst part is the grief. I've got to work through that. And I'm terrified of it, because I am a deep diver into grief. So there's that. Oh, thanks, guys. Yes, I got that. Stop. It will stop. But also, chaos is a part of life. So there's no really stopping. I don't subscribe to the white magic. I don't consider myself a white witch. I don't embrace the light and love thing. I don't do that. I feel like to be a whole person, I am both of those things. I am duality. I'm polarity. I am the universe, and the universe is polarity. So I cannot be one thing, because then I'm denying the other half of myself, and then I'll never be whole. So I just wish there was less chaos. I've had enough of chaos. I need something else. But yes, I hear you. I totally get what you're saying. And I don't think that with everything going on in the world that I really want to be out in it right now. I'm not in a good place in my heart and my spirit and my mind where I can take too many taxing, stressful situations, and be my best self. So that's really that's been a really big change for me, because I have so many things that I want to do, usually, on my channel, in my job, with my friends, with my family, trips, parties, experiences, all of that. I try to stuff in as much life in every day as possible. And now I'm in a place where it's like, I have nothing for nobody. I really need to pull back from some of these responsibilities. And unfortunately, as a nurse in a pandemic and a grad school student and a mom of a student, a kindergartner in fucking Zoom class, like, if anything, my responsibilities are like multiplying to the point that I'm like working 6 days a week. So, which is making me resentful of my life, which is not a good place to be in, because I am alive and I have power and I have heat and I have loved ones and I have stuff and I have money and I have a good job. And there's so many things to be grateful for. So then you get to this point where it's like, how do I balance the gratitude for everything that I have with the very real feelings of anger and resentment for what has happened to us, to me and to my husband and to our family and to our valley and to our community. And my urge to withdraw into myself to lick my wounds. So it means that my 5-year-old son has to sit in front of a computer screen and learn from his kindergartner teacher. I'm basically alive, which is really challenging. With it's, and then he has little blocks of things that we need to do at home, which and then you think, like, this is so unfair. My 5-year-old child is the only child living in a rural house, and he doesn't get to play with other children, and he doesn't get to. And then I get into the anger part. See how that all builds up on itself. So oh, thank you, Lori. I know all will be well. I'm just like, I definitely need to do some Libra work. I need to do some balance, but I also need to do some really good boundary work. And mostly it's with myself, because I have this prefrontal cortex that tries to stomp all over my intuition and say, you can do that. You can handle that. Yes, you can totally do that. You don't want to let anybody down. You can do this thing. And then my spirit's like, we don't want to do this thing. And I really don't feel like we should. But my brain says, yes, we should, we will, and we're going to. And then we just go along for the ride. And it's just like, I made bad choices. I have made bad choices. And it is what it is. So I love you guys so much. I really appreciate this time that I get to talk to you guys. And I feel like when I go through all of this information, it helps me. And I hope that it helps you guys some. And I learn from you, and I hope you learn something too. And it really helps me to think about something that is not a problem, but like a solution, like a source, like a power, And that's another thing that I'm really grateful for this time of year, because it is about abundance, but it's also the thinning of the veil. And you have so many, oh, thank you, Patricia. You have so many entities, ancestral is what I'm saying, like, and angels and spirit guides, however you want to think about it, but just literally your ancestors, the effort that they have made for their progeny, and all of those hopes and spirits and drive for you to succeed, for you to be happy, for their line to go on. It's in you and around you and within you, and it's pushing you forward. And there's always this deep knowing that, like, they're always with me and everything's going to be okay. And that feels really good, even when everything is hard. So I love you guys. I hope that you are having a good fall. I hope that you have a good new moon. I will make it a priority to be here next week so we can talk about Samhain. I celebrate Samhain, Halloween, and Dia de Muertos. I love you guys. Thank you. And thank you for joining me. And if you get a chance, please check out my webpage, hounddoghollow.com. I have so many friends on YouTube, but I'm not very good about getting on my social media right now because I'm just drowning. And I've been putting little content up on there. So definitely, if you are interested in more of my thinking or thoughts or whatever it is that I'm doing here, you can check it out there. Anyways, I'm going to go hug my son. So I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself and make sure that you take a moment for yourself, because You deserve it, and you're important. There are a million important things that you're going to do today and in the next 24 hours and in the next week, but you are really important, and you should do something for yourself. And I'm going to go do something for myself. And I love you guys, and have a wonderful day.